So I was going to a restaurant today.
Okay.
A restaurant where you have a soda machine.
Sure.
Like any other. I don't know if you've encountered this. I wanted to run this by you. I wanted to wait till we were on Wit and Grit to talk about it.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen people struggle with the water option at a soda fountain?
Oh, sure. Okay. Yes. Totally. Because it's like usually like a secondary little button on a soda or a tea, and I don't know. Sometimes it starts to run with the other drink that comes from the same tap. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But what's the thing you were just doing right there?
Pushing down the little flap thing.
So that's the part I think a lot of people don't get.
Okay.
I think
What do you mean?
I think that they think that they are supposed to have the cup trigger the device, not your hand while the thing's under there. I watched a guy so frustrated, clearly trying to get water at a Panera Bread today.
Okay.
Where he just kept trying to hit, like, he just kept getting soda in his cup and going like, and poured it out. And just like he's going at angles. He had two cups stacked on top of each other. So it's like he was already doing the kind of like the ghetto version of insulated cup, really, is what it is. I mean, it does work.
Yeah.
Not that I've tried it. But what I'm saying is I saw him just get so frustrated that he just went to the bathroom with his cup. So I can't think of what else it would be. And then I just looked at the machine and I just went like this and saw the water come out. And I was just like,
machine works fine.
It's like they just don't think they should have to use their hands at all. And they're just like trying to put, what do I have to run this cup into to make it work?
To trigger this. Gee. You see how this is the only tap that says it also has water and the only tap with a little extra thing?
This specific one isn't even hidden. It's like a plastic button. Like, it's a pretty nice one.
Oh, yeah. Probably says water, or at least has a water drop on it.
Yeah, it had drawing of agua.
Yeah.
The emoji on everyone's phone. Like, we have emojis now to even tell us like what sign, what's the Braille say? Maybe look at the emoticon.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of weird objects, before we get into UFO files, and Sean unveiling the new website for the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Dan, give him a round of applause. Wake up. Time for a quick betting recap because the NBA Game 1 card did exactly what we needed it to do.
Yeah, you say that calmly, but you were unbearable when that Wolves number got home.
I mean, yeah, completely unbearable. But Knicks minus 7.5 cashed. Knicks Sixers over 213.5 cashed. Wolves plus 9.5 cash. They won the game.
They did, yeah.
Which still counts the same in the standings, you know?
That's right. Yeah, ugly cover, but hey, a pretty ugly cover, right?
Not even ugly at all, really.
Worked out for you. I mean, you had that parlay live too, right?
Yeah, it was all three of them put together.
Yeah, nice. You sprinkled the parlay though.
Yeah, I mean, I had I got offered one of the boosts from the book, and I had nothing close to a 3-leg that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So I decided to just put a little bit of money on all three of the bets because it's like they were published on the All In with Ian Substack.
Right. Yeah. Well, the cover hit, the Knicks minus 7.5. You were on. You were definitely on.
Yep. Let's hope that the series bets still hit.
Yeah, no kidding. The Game 1 card was green, but we still got more going, right?
Yep.
What was that looking like?
Anyways, gambling disclaimer. This is it for entertainment, not financial advice. Betting involves risk. Only risk what you can afford to lose. You must be 21 plus. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER, ncpgambling.org. So the series bets we have still pending, which you can find at All In with Ian Substack. There's a link on our new website that I'll go ahead and say the name of at least once, witandgritpod.com, because we got to get it out there.
That's right. That's right. WitandGritPod.com. We'll talk a little bit more about it in a second.
But the bets we have, if you're already on the Substack, it sends it to your email, so you don't even have to go anywhere. Knicks Sixers under 5.5. Spurs Wolves over 5.5 games. Pistons Cavs under 5.5 games, and Cavs to win the series. So we'll see how it goes.
There's still time. You know, if you're not in yet, get in. The number might be different now, but go ahead and get in. Yep. Gave you that that gambling disclaimer up at the top, and remember, we only talk in units here. And I know what that is now.
So far, Knicks Sixers are going the way I wanted to. Spurs Wolves, they've split, so that's going well.
Yeah.
But exactly, units, not dollars.
Yes. 10% of your betting budget for the week.
All right, so we'll cover more on units when we get to Formula One betting. But until then, cool. Sean.
Yes, sir. Please. What you got?
Now tell me about the website.
I see. Okay, yes. So changed up the URL for you guys. It's actually a little simpler now. WitandGritPod.com. It's brand new, just launched this week, and cool new feature on there where you guys can actually leave us a voicemail. You can head over to the website. There's a button right there, yellow button. It's also on the right side. You can leave a voicemail with a take, with a question. If you want to talk some smack, whatever it is you want to do, we get them. We can play them live on air and react to them. So looking to have some fun with that, get you guys a little more involved. Head over there, check it out. There's a couple other pages that are in progress. Most of it's done, though. We got all the links to the episodes out there. We got Ian Substack still on there. So give it a shout. Let us know what you think. There's some reviews on there that are a little bit of fun. We want to collect some real ones. So I believe there's a link for you guys to leave a review also. So please do. And the more you watch, like, subscribe, the further we can get this word out too and have a little more fun with you guys. So let us know what's up.
John always interested.
He is. Spider-Man 2, I think, swung through.
Yeah, I think so. Dan Marino.
Right.
Strategic, is it? So today, the UFO files, 162 of them came out, something like that. What do you think of that? What do you think when I say that immediately?
About UFO files?
Yeah.
I think we got to figure out, is this legit or is it a distraction type thing, right?
Exactly.
Yep.
Marjorie Taylor Greene called them propaganda. So we're going to break it all down. NFL schedule difficulty is out from an analyst we like to pay attention to here, Warren Sharp. Shout out. You want to know where your team lands? UDFA rapid fire for the NFL. Number 5 stats worth knowing and epping around.
Welcome to Wit and Grit
review,
where Ian and Sean break down sports betting, pop culture, or whatever's on their minds. The Wit and Grit Podcast.
Boom, boom, boom. Welcome back to Wit and Grit. I'm Ian Price.
I'm Sean Duiser. Good to be back. Got a lot to talk about this week, don't we?
Let's start off with the UFO files. Dan, hit the sound effect. Creepy.
It is.
We've been tracking this for weeks, but last time we talked about aliens.gov getting registered. Trump saying the Pentagon found many very interesting documents. A Tennessee congressman saying a classified briefing would set the earth on fire. Well, today, the files actually dropped.
Okay. What do we got? We got 162 documents this morning. The Defense Department stood up a new webpage, War.gov/UFO. That's real. You can go there right now. Statement from the Pentagon reads, the materials archived here are unresolved cases, meaning the government is unable to make a definitive determination on the nature of the observed phenomena. They also noted materials will be released on a rolling basis as they're discovered and declassified, with tranches posted every few weeks.
I'm going to that website as we speak. Trump posted on Truth Social, "It was my honor to direct the release." Quote, "Whereas previous administrations have failed to be transparent on this subject." Do you want me to do the Trump voice?
I mean, that's your call. You're doing a good job, so.
"Whereas previous administrations have failed to be transparent on this subject with these new documents and videos, the people can decide for themselves what the hell is going on. Have fun and enjoy." That last part's weird.
Yeah, have fun.
Have fun and enjoy.
And then, so
enjoy what?
Marjorie Taylor Greene didn't waste any time, like you mentioned at the top, coming straight out and calling it propaganda.
Within hours. Yeah. She posted on X, "I really don't care about the UFO files. I'm so sick of the look at the shiny object propaganda while they wage foreign wars, let rapists and pedophiles run free, and ruin the value of our dollar." I mean, she goes on. "Unless they roll out live aliens and test demo UFOs or actually admit what we know this really is, then I have way better things to do on this Friday."
Yeah, she followed that up with another post saying the most transparent administration in history still hasn't released all the Epstein files or arrested anyone, but rolled out some UFO files today. So you would get so excited that you forgot you're paying over $4.50 a gallon. She ended that one with the Happy Friday, everyone.
I mean,
yeah. I mean, she makes.
She's not wrong that this is a useful distraction.
Yeah.
She is wrong that it's possibly only a distraction, probably, in our opinion, right? I mean, both things can be true.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked at all of, I mean, it just came out today. I haven't looked at all of it, so hard for me to sit here and say, "Oh, definitely true. I'm convinced," but I'm open to it.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't be?
Right? Yeah, I mean, the UFO files, it's kind of, they drop as a shiny object, but there are real docs in there. So that's what I'm talking about, kind of needing to explore more. The Pentagon
Throw it up real quick.
Sure. Yeah, let's take a look. Pentagon statement saying that they're unresolved cases because they lack sufficient data is actually one of the more honest things they've said about UAPs in decades. And they're not claiming to have answers. They just say they're not sure, and it sounds like they just want to share. So speaking of.
Yeah, look at that.
I think you can enter. Yeah, okay. I was going to say you should be able to scroll on your end and kind of hop around. Yeah, and that URL is real. I double checked as well just to be sure. And it is. It's live. War.gov/UFO.
So, I mean, 4 options we laid out a few weeks ago because today changes the math a little, right? I mean, a lot of this, none of this is definitive. This administration already messed up redacting names correctly with files, so I could see where they might just have ChatGPT make them a ton of UFO looking. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
I don't know. I'm not saying it's fake. I'm just saying that, like,
well, yeah,
that's just a picture of the what is it?
I think being skeptical is always a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Does NASA have anything to say?
Yes, NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman praised the push for transparency, but specifically said the agency will remain candid about what we know to be true and what we have yet to understand, and all that remains to be discovered. That's carefully worded. He didn't dismiss it, and he definitely did not hype it.
Yeah. So you mentioned those 4 options. We have option A, the classified military technology being shielded from the public. Nothing extraterrestrial, just some programs. Still most likely explanation for a significant percentage of most of these 162 files.
Option B, slow normalization. They're warming the public up before a bigger announcement. Today was a step. More tranches oncoming. I mean, more branches off of that tree is the way I would put it. I feel like it's like we're looking at from a cliff, right? You're up on a cliff, you're looking down, you see branches, and you're like, is that just a bush? But as we look down, it's a tree, and it's larger and it's larger.
Yeah, kind of a perspective shift.
Exactly.
Yeah. Then there's option C. Someone in the administration does actually know something real, and it's kind of a legacy play. Trump said he interviewed people who saw things you wouldn't believe. That's still sitting out there.
Option D from MTG, pure distraction. And with gas over $4.50 a gallon nationwide because of the Iran war, they're calling it, what is it, the Iran conflict, and the economy and the shape it's in.
Yeah.
I mean, she's basically looking at a fire and saying, I know what started it.
Right. Yeah.
So it's hard to argue that that's a fire. Like that, all those are problems, right?
Yes. Yeah, for sure. For sure. So those are kind of four of the leading theories, I suppose. Where do you land on this?
I've always been on the side of B.
Okay. We'll let the slow roll.
Slow roll.
Okay.
And I think slow roll could be slow enough to still be A, honestly. But
right.
But yeah, like the distraction angle could, I mean, like honestly, it could be 3 of the 4.
Yeah. Why is it? I don't love that it's a war.gov.
Well,
yeah, I mean, I didn't, but
yeah,
hey,
why is it war.gov?
Yeah.
I think the Department of War did it.
Yeah, is that I mean, that's a valid question to ask, right? We can ask.
Well,
like,
we don't
why is it
have
war.gov?
Pete Hegseth changed his name to the Secretary of War. It's not the Secretary of Defense. He's the Secretary of War. So it's probably war.gov for
What?
that reason.
Wow.
That's where we live here. Anyways, I don't know if we're gonna. I don't know if we're gonna actually get into this anymore today. We're gonna have to look at it.
There's a lot here. Yeah, a lot. There's 162 decks. I mean, it's something we're both interested in. So I think we'll both,
we'll be back.
We're at it. Yeah, just it just dropped. I mean, we had to kind of have a little pre-show meeting to make sure that this is going to fit into what we wanted to talk about today. Even so.
Let's get into some schedule talk.
All right, let's do it.
Warren Sharp dropped the 2026 NFL strength of schedule rankings based on Vegas projected win totals, which is the cleanest way to do this because it bakes in how good everyone thinks each opponent actually is, not just last year's record.
Right. Yep. So what do we got? We've got some notably hard schedules, right?
Yeah, Cardinals at number 1, easiest team playing the hardest road. They finished 0-6 in their division last year, and all 3 divisional opponents have win totals set at 10.5. They also face the Eagles, Broncos, Lions, Cowboys, Chiefs, and Chargers. There's no relief on that schedule. But, I mean, Arizona's not really – I mean, behind them, the Dolphins, Panthers, Cowboys, and Rams round out the 5 hardest schedules.
That's brutal. The Dolphins get one of the hardest pulls while they're rebuilding.
Yeah, I mean – what do you think makes the schedule hard for them?
Well,
if you're looking at it, why do all those teams have a hard schedule?
Logically, you look at the division.
They're not going to be very good.
Yeah, they're bad and their divisions are decent. Yeah.
Well, the Panthers don't have that excuse. Their division's not that great.
That's true. They just always beat each other up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're fun to watch.
Yeah.
But, easiest schedules. Lions at number 1, opponents projected for 135.5 combined wins.
Okay.
That's almost a full game easier than the next team on the list. Saints at 2, Bengals at 3, Browns at 4, Jets at 5. The AFC North gets a gift this year outside of their own division games. Cleveland and Cincinnati both in the top 5 easiest. If those teams have healthy rosters, the path is genuinely open.
Lions with an easy schedule is nice. They kind of need that to get back to where they were just a couple years ago. I think this is a good opportunity for them.
Yeah, and we knew they were set up to kind of fail last year, losing both your coordinators. All right, let's go to the numbers. Let's talk a little price check. Tough times.
There.
I saw a pretty funny reel that called it Bruce Springsteen recession. After Brat Girl Summer turns into a Springsteen recession.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Get laid off from your cushy work from home job and walk around walk across train tracks like you've been laid off from your factory gig you worked your whole life. All right. Rhode Island is rolling out what people are calling the Taylor Swift tax. Dan, did you hit the sound effect yet?
Yeah, we already played and went. He was on it.
Man, I didn't hear it on my end.
Mm.
Homes valued at over $1 million that are uninhabited for at least 183 days of the year get hit with a new vacancy tax taking effect in July, named after Taylor Swift, who owns a waterfront mansion in Westerly, Rhode Island. The broader story: state and local governments across the country are targeting second homeowners to plug budget holes and ease housing shortages. The taxes are generating furious debate about property rights, but the political math is obvious. There are a lot more renters and first-time buyers than there are second homeowners.
Yeah, that's wild. The Taylor Swift tax is funny. I mean, that's going to help get it out there that it's a thing, just having that name association with it. But I think it's actually called the Non-Owner Occupied Property Tax Act. But Taylor Swift tax act sounds way better.
You like that?
Yeah.
Flights. International flight prices leaving the U.S. are up 50% between January and April, according to Kayak. Domestic up 24%. Spirit Airlines exiting the market is part of the reason. Spirit set the floor for cheap fares and pressured every bigger airline to compete with it. That floor is gone. Airlines have pledged to temporarily cap fares for stranded Spirit customers, but that's a Band-Aid.
Yeah, that's the Spirit closing was a big story this month, right? I'm curious to see where the rest of the market, kind of makes up for that void. Whether or not they were anyone's favorite, I don't think they were anyone's favorite, but they did have a market share there, so it'll be interesting to kind of see how that looks.
Well, it's interesting to hear too that they set the floor. I never really thought of it that way, but you
That's
have to
true.
have somebody offering a really cheap option to pressure your Deltas, your Americans, your your
United.
JetBlues.
Yep.
United. Let's cover them all.
Shout out airlines.
The supercomputer number. Nicole Smith
Supercommuter
drives the supercommuter number. Is that better?
Yeah.
I wish it was a super.
We're not talking about
number.
supercomputers. Yeah.
No, this is a number you put in your computer. It makes it super.
It's 13.
It's also
You're
just
welcome.
a virus. It's just a virus. Nicole Smith drives 50 miles each way 3 times a week from Fredericksburg, Virginia to Washington, D.C. Her monthly fill-ups are up $200 compared to earlier this year. If you drive 75 miles each way every single weekday, it's running roughly $500 a month just to fill the tank for commutes at today's prices. The Iran war and gas at $4.50 a gallon plus is not abstract. I mean, you could throw a rock and find somebody affected by gas prices.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's insane. And I think it's causing more people with the luxury of being able to work from home are trying to do that more, because you actually are noticing a difference at this point, because it is a weekly expense you have to kind of make part of your budget. Whereas I feel like a few years ago, it's been expensive for a while, but a few years ago, it was, I think, about half of what it is right now. So
no, it was half of what it is now this year.
Was it? Man.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember paying almost half of what I just paid for a full tank of gas.
Crazy.
Gas prices were under $3 a gallon.
I know my office is emptier on Monday. Like, it's been empty on Fridays, but emptier now on Mondays noticeably.
Well, anyways, let's talk about dogs. The Beagles. Ridgeland Farms, a commercial dog breeding facility in Blue Mounds, Wisconsin. It's a village of 900 people. Released 1,500 beagles to be rehomed after animal rights groups negotiated an undisclosed sum. More than 1,000 activists showed up. Laura Loomer and Laura Trump both gave it attention. There are now lawsuits and political tussles. A village of 900 people suddenly has 1,000 activists in a national story. So there's a lot more going on in Blue Ponds, Wisconsin right now.
Oh, why did 900 people have 1,500 beagles?
No, they got them released to be rehomed. They didn't take. They just like paid the fees to get them rehomed. I think. You get 'em out.
Okay.
They were like in a bad facility. They wanted to get them out as a commercial breeding facility.
Oh,
So
all right then.
They were freeing the beagles.
Okay.
900 people have 1,500 beagles. What is that? A math problem? What are you doing?
I was confused,
Order up.
man.
That's the question people need to ask. I'm sure you weren't the only one. Got to compute these numbers. And the World Cup closer. Portugal versus Colombia, June 27th in Miami. Cristiano Ronaldo's likely final World Cup. Cheapest resale ticket on ticket data right now, $2,500. On FIFA's own resale site, prices range from $2,300 to, and this is real, $5.75 million.
Oh my gosh.
And those prices do not include FIFA's 15% buyer fee or their 15% seller fee. That game now costs more than the Super Bowl. The World Cup is literally coming to Miami this summer. F1 was just there last week, and the city is having a year that nobody will forget.
Yeah,
Miami 26 will be talked about.
The Dolphins may not be winning a lot of football games, but what Stephen Ross has done with that property and that space is really something to like kind of marvel at. It's really impressive.
Well, I remember he just sold it.
Yeah, he did sell an ownership stake. You're right. We just covered it. I can't remember the name.
It was the F1 race. It was the stadium. It was all the stuff at the stadium that's not the Dolphins.
Yeah. So
he said it's never going to be higher than this, so he sold it while it's hot. And then, like a month or two later, he was saying how Miami's not going to meet the requirements to host a Super Bowl for a while.
Yep.
Which is stupid.
Doesn't seem super bothered by it either because of all this additional revenue that's coming in. F1 in the single race, in the single race it gets every season, generates more than a Miami home season combined, like all 8 games.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's that audience.
Speaking of effing around with F1 time, Miami Review Week. No race this weekend, so this is the full retrospective, Sean.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, sorry. You wanted to talk?
No, I mean, it's I'm sad that we have to wait again for a race is what I was going to get at, is that I wish we did have one this weekend, but I think the 24th is when Canada is. So
leave it to the Canadians. Leave it to the Canadians to have their race on our weekend for Memorial Day weekend. Everybody's going to want to be at some sort of form of water outside. Anyone else is going to be seeing Mandalorian and Grogu in theaters.
It's at like 4 p.m. too, I think.
Yeah, it is. Remember, that's perfect. That's
it's like, don't make plans with your day. Like,
we talk about this.
Is your day.
This is your evening.
Yeah.
Went to a Miami watch party at Star Hill in Roanoke last Sunday. Shout out. They had a screen up. They had some cups where you kind of like pick a driver, things like that.
Nice. Who did you end up voting for?
Attendance. It could do a lot more.
Did you put
Who did I vote for? I voted for Kimi Antonelli.
Nice. So that went well for you.
So, Formula One has officially figured out America, right? I mean, Miami has become what I heard it was called a Monaco mixed with a Super Bowl, mixed with Coachella, mixed with a nightclub where somebody's charging you $40 for sparkling water.
I don't doubt it. Yeah, and it's becoming bigger and bigger. People are loving it more every year.
Because the sport finally understands the assignment here. 5 years ago, if you told somebody in America, there'd be crowds lining up to watch qualifying sessions for open wheel racing, they would have laughed at you.
And now you've got NFL players walking through paddocks taking selfies with engineers.
Messi's in the Mercedes garage. Serena Williams hanging with Lewis Hamilton. Rafael Nadal waving the checkered flag. Inter Miami players are hanging out with Audi. Miami Heat guys are doing laps with Oscar Piastri. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's nuts. I mean, there's a lot to be said for what Apple and Netflix have kind of combined to do for the sport in America right now. You got Netflix with the show, and Apple with now carrying the sport and the movie. Drive to Survive really changed a lot, right?
Right. And I mean, the Dolphins are doing football drills with drivers. Shaq's walking around. Terry Crews is basically Cadillac's unofficial mascot now. Formula One's cracked American pop culture. But there was $100 hot dog this past weekend at Miami.
That's insane. That's insane. Wait, I mean, it sounds insane to us, but who knows? At F1, maybe that's cheap.
No, this thing was insane.
Okay.
I mean, what is it? Wagyu beef, caviar, gold flakes, literally edible gold, sold in the Champagne Garden between turns 3 and 4. They called it the Golden Glizzy, which sounds fake.
Yeah, the Golden Glizzy. Sounds like an
Golden Glizzy.
Formula One people just heard hot dog and said, how can we make this inaccessible to normal humans?
I mean, honestly, that's part of why that event works, though. F1 in America has become luxury content culture as much as an actual sport. Some fans hate that, some love it, but the place looked packed all weekend.
And unlike some of the Miami races we've had before, the racing was good. It was exciting.
Very good. Kimi Antonelli wins again. 3rd straight Grand Prix win, 3rd straight pole, and I think we're officially past the promising young driver phrase now.
Yeah,
Can't wait for him to turn 20.
He's like the wonder kid, man. I think he might be the guy.
He might already be the champion favorite, too. I mean, not an overreaction. 20-point lead in the standings after Miami. Mercedes still has upgrades coming in Montreal. And the craziest part, he's still not starting races cleanly.
Yeah, he's often losing positions right away.
Every single weekend. The new regulations are exposing drivers at the start because turbo lag is back. These cars don't launch smoothly anymore. Drivers have to manage revs differently now that the MGUH systems are gone, and Antonelli keeps getting jumped off the line.
But once things settle down and he settles in, that's when he becomes lethal.
Ice cold. Leclerc jumped him immediately at the start. Verstappen spins through turn 1 and 2.
Crazy.
Complete chaos everywhere. And Antonelli just settles down and hunts everybody back down. That's championship driver behavior.
Yeah. The Max spin at the start, that I feel like I did the Leo DiCaprio gif where he sits up in his chair and points at the TV. Like, what's happening there? But yeah. That's what's scary for the rest of the grid, right? Mercedes, they won this race without their big upgrade package.
Yeah, that's the terrifying part. Miami was supposed to be where McLaren and Ferrari closed the gap because they brought major upgrades. Mercedes basically showed up with minor tweaks compared to everybody else.
And yet Antonelli still wins.
Which means Montreal suddenly matters a lot because Mercedes has a major package coming there.
And meanwhile, McLaren finally looked alive.
Sean, go ahead.
Yeah, sprint pole for Norris, sprint win for Norris. McLaren 1-2 in the sprint, double podium on Sunday. So they finally look like they can actually pressure Mercedes instead of just watching them disappear now.
And honestly, Norris probably thinks they should have won the Grand Prix.
Right. Yeah. I mean, once Antonelli undercut Norris, that was basically it.
But this is still a massive weekend for McLaren because now you can actually see the path. Mercedes still looks fastest overall, but the gap is shrinking. So those upgrades worked.
Yeah, and Piastri quietly getting another podium was nice.
That matters, because McLaren's biggest advantage right now might honestly be chemistry. Both drivers seem bought in. No drama, no ego war. Zach Brown basically said in changing the lineup.
Yeah, and that immediately made everyone think about Max Verstappen, right?
Oh my God, yes, because Lambiase. Gianpiero Lambiase, as we've been covering, Verstappen's race engineer, is leaving Red Bull for McLaren in 2028. And in Formula One, once one piece moves, everybody starts connecting dots.
Yep. Yeah, GP and Max are basically attached at the hip emotionally at this point.
Exactly. I mean, they've been together since 2016, 4 titles, tons of wins, and now GP's leaving for McLaren. Zach Brown got asked directly in Miami if Verstappen could eventually follow him.
Which is a dangerous question to ask publicly.
Brown handled it carefully, but he basically said he loves Norris and Piastri, no plans to change drivers, but also if Max Verstappen becomes available, every team on Earth answers that phone call.
Correct. Yeah, correct answer.
And honestly, Red Bull needed a good weekend because for the first time all season, they looked competitive again. Verstappen qualified on the front row. The upgrades worked for them. Then he spins on lap 1 and nukes his own race.
And that almost never happens to a driver like Max.
But even after the spin, he fought all the way back to 5th. That's actually encouraging for Red Bull because early this season, they looked completely lost under these regulations.
Ferrari, meanwhile, continues to feel like the smartest dumb team in motorsports.
Fast car, weird execution. Leclerc looked dangerous early, grabbed the lead immediately. Then late race spin into the wall, and a penalty drops him further back. They have pace, but the weekends they're just messy.
Yeah, I noticed a couple of, or I guess both. I think they only had 2 pits, one for each driver, and they were both sloppy. If they had more, I didn't see them, but they were both, pretty sloppy and slow. So I don't know what those guys are doing, really. They got to get it together. Lewis Hamilton's looking a little more comfortable every race, but
he does. Ferrari still feels closer than they did a month ago. The entire grid compressed this weekend, honestly.
Yeah, and that made the sprint versus the Grand Prix contrast feel a little more fascinating.
Right, because McLaren looked like the fastest car on Earth in the sprint.
Norris dominates, McLaren with the 1-2. Everybody starts screaming, season's changed.
Then Antonelli immediately reminds everybody Mercedes still exists for the Grand Prix.
And that honestly made it better because now the title fight really feels alive.
And the midfield was maybe the most interesting part of the race. Alpine looked legitimately quick. Franco Colapinto gets a career best 7th place, which saves us. We'll talk about that soon. Pierre Gasly had pace before the loss incident, flipped half the field upside down.
Colapinto also had maybe the coolest celebrity moment of the weekend.
Messi visiting Alpine and Colapinto looking completely starstruck was an interesting sight for sure.
Yeah, and it honestly was awesome because Colapinto suddenly turned into like really a normal human being, right? Just got starstruck, like you said.
Then he goes out and gets his career best finish. Argentina absolutely lost its mind online afterward.
Williams also finally looked functional.
I actually appreciated James Vowles being honest this week. Williams basically admitted their entire offseason was chaos.
Which is something you don't hear teams admit publicly.
Failed crash test, overweight car, missed timelines, too much complexity, too fast under the new regulations. Vowles basically said they stressed the system beyond what the organization was ready for.
But Miami was finally the first weekend where the car didn't look spiritually broken.
Exactly. Double points finish matters for morale when you're rebuilding.
Yeah, right. And then there's your guys.
Cadillac, baby.
The midfield kings right now.
Listen, for 4 races into existence, I'll take it. Miami was Cadillac's first home race as an F1 team. Massive crowds all weekend. Special American livery. Terry Crews doing Cadillac content everywhere. Perez looks solid. Bottas finished again. Yay. Reliability matters right now because half the grid still looks shaky under these regulations. So Cadillac, I looked at a Williams fan during the race, like some Williams fans, and I was like, we did it. We're coming for you. Look, 15, because the cars below them were all out of the race. They were still in last, but they were still racing. And that's the best way to describe Cadillac right now. Yeah. They made it a mission to finish races where other teams don't seem to have even gotten that far yet somehow.
Yeah, it sounds like you're trying to convince.
Hulkenberg is in flames right now.
Oh man, it seems like you're trying to convince yourself that 12th place is a spiritual victory, but
It's year one. It's a startup operation facing Ferrari, Mercedes. Okay, whatever.
Valid.
Cadillac matters for American F1 growth. 3 U.S. races now, 2 American teams with Haas and Cadillac. The sport's fully here culturally. And this is the number one place to hear about it in America. You don't want everybody telling you about racing to be British.
Right. Yeah. You mean this podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah. Audi also feels interesting right now, too.
What website can I go to learn more about this podcast?
Witandgritpod.com is what I would recommend.
Witandgritpod.com. Okay.
Witandgritpod.com. Yeah.
I'm not going right now, but.
Oh, okay.
So, anyways, they want to make the cars loud again.
Yeah, they do. F1's openly talking about potentially bringing back the V8 engines from 2030 onward, and that's pretty massive.
Honestly, every fan immediately understands why. The current cars are fast, unbelievably fast, but old Formula One sounded violent, like the air itself was ripping apart.
And there's a generation of newer fans who don't even realize how insane the old cars sounded.
Lewis Hamilton literally stopped a live interview once just to listen to an old V10 car because he missed the noise. So, I mean, that's where we're at.
And it's interesting that it might actually happen now.
Well, because the car industry shifted again. 5 years ago, everybody thought full electrification was inevitable. Now manufacturers are backing off those timelines. Sustainable fuel technology improved faster than expected. And suddenly V8s are back on the table?
Which honestly fits Formula One better culturally anyway. Maybe.
Similar engines, cheaper engines, lighter cars, louder racing. Fans would lose their minds in the best way.
Yeah, and the drivers seem to want it too. It seems to be universally, desired.
Well, because these current cars are difficult, weird ways. They're lighter than before, but the power delivery is awkward. Starts are chaotic. Tire management is brutal. Miami exposed all of that.
Antonelli, like we said, basically losing positions in every race start.
Every race. Ferrari actually built a smaller turbo specifically to improve starts, and honestly, kind of worked. I told you about how Leclerc grabbed the race lead for a little bit.
Right, yeah. That sounds hilariously kind of old school for F1 engineering.
Our car may explode later, but it'll launch great.
Speaking of some chaos, you were talking about your betting card.
Bet responsibly. You must be 21 or older to gamble. If you're someone you know has a gambling problem, get help. Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit ncpgambling.org. Sean, once again, we'll be talking units. What is a unit?
10% of your betting budget.
Did you stumble on that part again?
No, I said betting budget. It's budding, it's growing, maybe. Hopefully we're winning. So
nice. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I got it.
I believe that.
Yeah. Anyways,
we had a huge hit and some other things went down with the huge hit. Franco Colapinto in the points finish that I was cheering on, plus Kimi Antonelli to be the outright winner. That parlay cashed. That was our biggest bet of the weekend. So we're really glad that one cashed.
That was a good one. Fun one to follow. The Norris podium cashed too, right?
Yep.
Pace
was real all weekend.
It was really Pierre Gasly that is where we got destroyed.
Yes, that's what every time we let Pierre Gasly in, he does this to us.
Yeah. Didn't he make our no bet list last season?
Yeah, he might be back on it.
He might be. I feel like I remember him joining the Carolina Panthers there for a minute.
His team principal has a history of sacrificing one for the other with his cars.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he got kicked out for.
Yeah.
Allegedly. So that one driver could win the championship, the other one crashed the competition. Anyway, yeah, Pierre Gasly's terrible. He personally attacked my betting card. Isaac Hadjar into the wall, killed one ticket. Gasly getting wiped out after Lawson's gearbox failure killed another. Leclerc late race spin ruined podium exposure. So Miami was absolute survival racing.
That's what made it fun.
I mean, exactly. Unpredictable Formula One is better Formula One. Mercedes still leads. McLaren's coming. Red Bull's alive again. Ferrari's dangerous but chaotic. Cadillac's building. And Formula One might genuinely bring back loud V8 engines. Miami somehow gave us everything, Sean.
That's right. It was a lot of fun. Like, Antonelli, once he did get the lead, held it pretty, handily, but there was a couple of fun battles going on. You had the kind of Mercedes McLaren, two separate battles going on there for most of the race, which I thought was a lot of fun to watch. So even when there is a leader that's out in front like that, they still give us plenty of excitement. And then sometimes they give us $100 hot dogs.
Yeah, America, baby. America. They were like, you guys have seen these around. Well, this one's better than those, so you got to pay $100 for it. I would like to go on the street and see if anyone would pay me $100 for a hot dog. We should do that. We should do a video on the street one day.
That would be fun. That would be a lot of fun.
It'll be pretty quick because everyone will say no. WitandGritPod.com is live. Sean,
What
send
is
us
it?
a voicemail. That's what you want to do?
Yeah, wait,
You want
what's
to
live?
send us a voicemail?
Yeah. So where do they go to do
Did I
that?
say it wrong?
No, just
WitandGritPod.com.
WitandGritPod.com. That's where. Okay.
Yeah, WitandGritPod.com.
WitandGritPod.com. Okay, and that's where they can send us a voicemail, 30 to 60 seconds. We'll react on it live. So please do head over there, check us out. WitandGritPod.com.
No, WagP. Okay.
Oh, okay. I was like, huh? I see.
Well, apparently, if you go to War.gov /UFO, UFO files are up. So far, it's a lot of photos that are really grainy, black and white photos. Enjoy them.
The Lions have the easiest schedule in the NFL.
Yeah. A World Cup ticket for Portugal, Colombia costs $2,500, and that doesn't include fees.
Crazy. Miami Grand Prix covered all of that for you.
Full card and Substack content can be found. WitandGritPod.com. You can find all the links to all of the stuff right there.
Everybody, have a good weekend. Read up on UFOs. Go to WitandGritPod.com. Leave us something to play next week's episode, and we will react to you.
Yep. Until then, good luck to my NBA series bets. Peace out.